5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with me, Matthew Lester. And Matthew, all eyes to the west and the south as we take a look at the clouds beginning to thicken up just a little bit in that part of the state. We are seeing some light snow, some snow showers, steady snow over on the west side and the southwest corner. Right now on the thermometer, what are we looking at?
Well, over in Midland, it's cloudy at 33. Over at the airport, it's also cloudy at 33. Here at Radio Center, it's cloudy at 32. We have east winds at 16 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.81, and it's falling.
And those winds are going to continue to build as we go through the afternoon. And a little bit later on this afternoon, early this evening, we could very easily see 20, 25 mile per hour winds, and they will continue to build through the nighttime hours, possibly changing a little bit in direction. As Matthew said, we're looking out of the east right now. Eventually, later on tonight and early tomorrow morning, those east winds will become southeasterly and then eventually become southwesterly. And then during the day tomorrow, they'll be coming out of the west. And along with that will be that continuation of building wind speed. So don't be surprised if you got a little rattling going on in some areas that are affected by higher winds. Hopefully you don't have anything outside that could blow over, because if you do, it will. We are looking at wind gusts of better than 40, very possibly close to 50 miles per hour. All across the region, really. There aren't going to be too many spots in Michigan where we will not see 40 mile per hour winds. And you get a little bit further north and over on the west side of the state, the winds will be gusting even higher than that. And that's, as a result, the reason why we're seeing the blizzard warnings up in especially the northern 25% of the lower peninsula. And if you take a look, the northeastern third of the lower peninsula right now is under a blizzard warning. But everywhere else, we're going to be right on the verge, on the edge of seeing not only a winter storm warning, but also blizzard warnings, because we will continue to see snow, even though the heaviest amount of snow right now appears like 1 inch to 2 inches an hour. Later on this afternoon and this evening will be pretty well statewide. And then as we move into the late evening and the early morning hours tomorrow morning, there is going to be the chance of seeing some liquid precipitation. So that'll kind of water down the depth of the snow, but that's going to be short-lived. Right along that Michigan coastline with the lakes, the east part, that's going to be the best chance of seeing any water. But that is going to only be lasting for a very short period of time. It'll become, once again, snow, and we are going to be looking at measurable amounts. How much? Well, at this stage of the game, it does appear as though the thumb area down through Detroit, varying amounts of snow by the time it's all said and done, of 2 inches to upwards of 6, very possibly 7 inches of snow along and just east of I-75. Now, the further east you get, the better chance of seeing a decreasing amount of snow, but everybody's going to get snow. The roads are going to be slick, at least, if not treacherous, and a lot of that is going to have to do, first of all, with snow, heavy amounts, but the visibility, the blowing snow. So if you want to go someplace, or you have to go to someplace, just keep posted as to where you're going if they're open, because we will be seeing not only cancellations but closings of some businesses, and that would not be good if you spent all that time trying to get to where you think you want to be and then they're closed. So plan ahead. You got to do that. especially with weather like this, because travel is not going to be easy at all. And in some cases, especially on the west side of the state and in northern Michigan, travel is going to be next to impossible. Again, you have to give the road crews a chance to get their job done. So if you don't have to go somewhere, don't. Give those folks a chance to keep things clean and above all, keep you safe. As far as snow, where it is snowing right now, Benton Harbor, Battle Creek, Holland, Kalamazoo, Muskegon, South Haven, all reporting snow. It is moving up in a northeasterly direction. So as we move into the afternoon, after 3 o'clock this afternoon, I think is going to be the best bet, as we've been indicating to you for the past several days. That's where it is going to be moving into the Great Lakes Bay area. And the western side of I-75 to the west and to the north is going to be the primary recipients of a lot of snow, at least 8 inches, probably more. And as I said, that wind is going to make things even worse. Sun will set this evening at 5:21, rise tomorrow morning at 8:07. You won't see either. You're going to see just a whole lot of snow. That's what's going to happen. So, Matthew, you're going to sit next to the fireplace, right?
Yep. My mom already told me I'm on fire duty for this next few days. So
there you go. Keep those logs coming in.
Yep. 24/7 fires around here.
Yeah,
so
there you go. And again, if you do lose electricity, there is going to be that chance, again, because of the strong gusty winds. Don't put a generator in the garage or anything like that. You got to leave it outside. You don't want to run the risk of asphyxiation. Cloudy, snow in the afternoon, east wind. We're about as warm as we're going to get. 29 for a low tonight. During the day tomorrow, our high temperature will be right after midnight tonight. So let's call it 29. Clouds, snow, windy. Lake effect snow is going to be the forecast for tomorrow. So the heaviest accumulations more than likely will be overnight tonight, but you're going to continue to see snow showers, snow flurries, lake effect driven. Looking for a low temperature of 14 tomorrow night, and then 17 for a high on Sunday. Clouds, snow showers still around. The winds will finally taper off by late Sunday night and early Monday. We're still going to have a west wind gusting to 30 miles per hour on Sunday. Long range below average to take us all the way through the 25th of the month. Temperature-wise, average, I think, for the most part, as far as the moisture goes. That's a look at the markets that's a look at the weather. The market's coming along in a moment. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast is brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Along with us right now, we've got Gary Kaufman from Star of the West. Gary, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning there, Terry. I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, you got all the wood cut so you can keep the fireplace going?
Well, let's just say my fireplace is a push button.
Oh yeah.
No physical effort involved.
I built the house a little too early for the push buttons. You know, that's kind of funny because the contractor, God bless him, he was a great guy. And he said, well, Terry, he says, I've got a gas line that I'm running right into the back. You want natural gas in there. I said, nah. I'm from the old school. I want to burn the wood. Well,
Mhm.
yeah,
That
I am
was
in
the
the
shoulda,
old. I'm in the old school now. I would like that push button.
yeah, well, it comes in handy for sure.
Now we've got a government report coming out.
Yeah, high noon today. We got our quarterly stocks report, our wheat planning, seedings report, South American numbers, production numbers. A lot of numbers today, Terry. In past years, this particular report has created some volatility in the market. Whether we'll get it this year or not, but in past years, from time to time, it does happen, though. So.
Now, as far as the week is concerned, any highlights?
Well, it's kind of like, I just looked that we're down about 14 on wheat, 7 on corn, and 18 on beans. Export report kind of weak this week again. Demand's going to drive this thing. South America weather's been, just Argentina for the most part's been just ideal for the last month. So really no issues weather-wise. And then, just the demand, no really black swan events coming up that we see today, but who knows? Maybe we'll get our market mover at noon today with some unpredictable numbers that may be outside of some of the ranges. There's some wide ranges. Corn production's like from high to low. You look at all the estimates that came in, there's like 300 million bushel range, and that's huge. So, they're expecting beans production yields to go down just a tick, but overall, if you look at all that, they don't expect a lot of change, but maybe that's when you don't expect it. That's when we get it. So,
Yeah, and at this stage of the game, you just don't know, because overseas there's so many things going on. These markets just fluctuate wildly because here one minute things are kind of calm, and then the next minute here's missiles and drones and everything else flying all over the place. I mean, that shipping situation in the Middle East, that has really got to be a problem.
well, it definitely is concerned because, when you talk about the Red Sea and some of those shipping channels over there and what's going on and the attacks on some of these commercial vessels, it's creating a lot of havoc for sure. So,
Yeah. So right now on the board, what do you have?
yeah, right now, Cherry, we got cash wheat down 2. That puts the white at 562 and the red at 477. New crop also down 2 at 618 on the white, 538 on the red. Cash corn down 4 at 369. New crop also down 4 at 421. Cash soybeans unchanged at 1147, and new crop is down 2, Terry, at 1125.
Now, next Monday, what are the markets going to be doing?
Yeah, there's no markets. Markets are closed for Martin Luther King Day. They will open up on Monday night trade as when after we close today at 2:15 our time, they'll reopen Monday night at 8 o'clock our time.
So if we got any crazy numbers out of this report, they're gonna take it out on us this afternoon, right?
Yep, that is exactly right. And I'll be here Monday, so we can report them on Monday if you'd like. So.
Oh, I think that would be a great idea. We'll have a
I
lot
think
to
so.
talk about, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think so.
Gary, you have a nice weekend. Take care.
Yep, you too. Thanks,
You
Gary. Stay
bet.
warm.
Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein has that information for us. Market Report brought to you by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years. Now, they've got 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And by Schaefer and Beerline. Yeah, those heavy-duty 23s, the 2024 1500s, they're there. They're ready for your garage, your barn, wherever you want them to be. So if you're in the market for a new Ram 1500, a Ram heavy-duty pickup, a ProMaster van, or a Ram commercial truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, Schaefer and Beerline is where you should be going, where family and service sells cars. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
You might need that snow machine to get to the grocery store tomorrow.
Thinking I'm staying home. I'm good. I'm good.
I got to fill up with wreck fuel here this afternoon, so
Oh boy.
I've let the gas can sit empty too long.
Oh, I'm still good. I'm good. Well, anyway, what's going on today? Everybody was anticipating the banks having decent earnings today, and Citigroup came in with a $1.8 billion loss for last quarter. I don't know. They said it was something to do with whatever. I don't know. I don't know how a bank can lose that much money, but they did. Morgan Stanley took a $250 million charge. The SEC had some block trade violations that they did, and so they probably made $500 million, but had to pay half of that in fines. So I guess that's the way things go. Crude oil traded at 75 and a quarter this morning. That was up like $3.25. Of course, that has settled down somewhat, trading at about 73.10. So that's a little better. The market was weird today. I mean, it was like early on was indicated, the stock market was indicated to open down 150, and it actually traded up 100 before it started failing and falling back. Now it's down about 200 on the Dow. So I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But there is no market on Monday, so I'm not coming in. Talk to you Tuesday, but here's your numbers.
We'll be that way.
Yeah, right. March corn is 454, down 3 3/4. The July corn is 474 3/4, down 4 1/4. The March soybeans 1236 3/4, up a quarter. July soybeans 1255, down a penny. March wheat is 602 3/4, down a penny, and July wheat 623, down 1 3/4. Crude oil is 73.14, up $1.12. Heating oil is 269 1/4, that's up 2 cents. Gasoline 213.11, that's up 1.5 cents, and natural gas 258, that's up 4 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.34 Canadian, that's up 8 ticks. The dollar buys 144.83 yen, that's down 45 ticks. The euro's at 109.62, that's down 8 ticks. The dollar's at 102.33, that's up 5 ticks. Precious metals kind of sort of on a rally today. Gold is at $20.56.60, up 37.40. Silver's $23.45, up 75 cents. And platinum's at $927.60, it's up $8.
Well, you have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
We'll do.
Ready. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They got all the ducks in a row. You got any questions, just give them a call, or better yet, just stop by. Vic Huffer will answer any questions that you might have. And, of course, they are your Dairyland seed headquarters, too. So check them out. Freeland Bean and Grain. Since 1983, they've been serving you. They're where serving you is their business. We say good morning to Kim Weiss over at Lingle Equipment. Kim, good morning.
Good morning, Terry. We've talked about it in the past, but Kubota does make quite a few different models in utility vehicles, and we're getting some good inventory now. We've just recently received a Camel X50 Sidekick, which is the Go Fast machine. It goes 40 some miles an hour, hydrostatic transmission or CVT transmission, I should say, speed assist steering. And we've also received some 1100s, which are the factory cab with air and heat. You can put snow blades on them, hydraulic dump bed. They're the workhorse, and they're the diesel hydrostatic transmission, and you can do just about anything with them. And we've also received the new X2. Some of them are what were the 900 utility vehicles. Are open air, 4-post ROPS, power steering, hydraulic dump bed, another workhorse machine. But we're getting quite a few of them in now, And if you're looking for something like that, a utility vehicle, come in and take a look at them, and let's sit down and talk about it, because we got some good programs, some good interest rates. I think you can be very surprised at what you can get into one of them versus what our competitors are. So come on in and see us. Give us a chance here at Lingle Equipment, right alongside I-75, just south of the Zilwaukee exit, off the M81 Washington Road exit. Or give me a call at 989-754-7801, and or send me an email at k.weiss@lingle1.com, and I'll get you the information out, and we'll see if you can be driving one of them in spring. But if you're looking for something with a cab, factory cab, air and heat, and putting a Boss snowplow on the front of it, give me a call, because we can make it happen.
All right. Kim, have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
You too, Terry. Let's hope that it doesn't get too windy, because that scares me a lot because of power losses and stuff like that. But just hang in there. Give the plow trucks a little chance to do the job, and things will get back to normal here before you know it.
I agree. Kim, take care. Have a good one.
You too.
Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment. Who do we have up next, Matthew?
Up next, we have, let me find my sheet. My bad.
I think it's Craig Voorhees.
Actually, yeah, it is Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance Agency.
Yeah, we're getting ready to plow some snow here, Craig. What should we be thinking about?
Well, that's what it certainly sounds like, Terry. What you should be thinking about is if you're going to go out for hire, make sure you've notified your insurance company that you're going to be plowing for hire if you haven't done it in the past. There are some changes potentially that you need to be made to your auto policy. And depending on how much business you're actually going to do, you may need a completely different policy. So don't just assume that you're covered. We all know what happens when we do that.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. You just never know.
Yep.
You never
it catches folks off guard. They think they're covered, and you never want to find out that you're not covered after something has gone wrong.
There's nothing much you can do after it's all done, is there? Craig Voorhees,
Nope.
You take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you next week, all right?
All right, Terry. Thank you very much.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Up next, we have
Stephanie Zelenko from AgroLiquid.
Hi, Stephanie. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, now you've had enough time over the holidays, all that rest and relaxation, right? Now,
Yes.
now we're getting down to business, because we've got a lot of meetings going on, and I'm hearing from a lot of farmers. They're doing some thinking right now what they should be doing here when spring planting comes.
That is definitely the time of year we're in. Every extension group and commodity groups and seed companies, crop protection companies, it's time to get out to go to those meetings. And this is what I encourage my guys to do to start to improve their operation. Attend these meetings, try to learn something, and then pick one or two items that they think that will influence their farm the most and focus on those for this next coming year. So we're going to learn a ton of stuff at these meetings and get really excited, but it's just important to remember to pick one or two and not try to change a dozen things in 1 year, because you don't really learn what's going to be beneficial for your operation if you do too much at one time.
Yeah, and again, I guess what you're trying to say is focus.
Exactly.
There's so many things you could be doing, but focus, and whatever you're focused on, get it right.
Exactly. Yep. If you want to learn something, it's best to do it on your own farm, but don't do too much in one shot.
Good advice. Stephanie Zelenko, thank you so much. Be safe this weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You bet. Stephanie Zelenko with AgroLiquid. Coming up on Monday, we're going to have a chance to talk to John Findlay about the Clearwater Farms Organic Expo. That is going to be starting next Thursday and Friday. We'll have a lot more information on that on Monday. Obviously, we'll be around at 12:30 for a market update. We'll see what that government report had to do for our prices. But before we do all of that, we want to conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGWF.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. A day after ordering an investigation, the FAA doubles down